What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you guys are having a great night. It is, wow, it feels like fall right now. It's actually chilly out here. This fire actually feels good. I just finished doing the live stream for the Rams versus the Bills game tonight, and wow. Shout out to Brian Green, okay, Game Time and Primetime Phil, for joining in tonight. And I look forward to actually seeing Brian on Sunday, as well as having the fans in the house here because the football season is here. The off season is now off. And it's funny because, let me start by saying this. Don't get too excited about what you see in September or too upset, because you really don't know what teams you have until really about October, because what really happens is September is now like preseason. You don't have teams actually playing their starters in preseason. The last time most of these guys tackled anybody was actually last season, and so it takes time to get in shape. And in the case of, say, Matthew Stafford, who we found out this week had elbow surgery and has tendonitis, he looked awful. And it may be that he just has to get himself back into shape, do some throws, because he was very limited in throwing the football. We had that problem last year with Dak Prescott. Difference was Dak came out slinging the rock and actually played really, really good. But he ended up having 3 interceptions, and it should have been 5 at least, maybe 6. It was awful watching Matthew Stafford. I kid because I love, but, here's my thing. You can take the boy out of Detroit, but you can't take the Detroit out the boy. He looked like Matthew Stafford from the Lions. And this is the guy that Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp say is head and shoulders better than Dak Prescott. But I'll remind you that he threw 17 interceptions last year, which was tied with Trevor Lawrence. His defense bailed him out a lot, because I believe there were like 5 pick sixes in there. Don't quote me on that, but it was a lot. In fact, at the current rate, Matthew Stafford may go down in history as the quarterback who threw the most pick sixes. I'm telling you, he's almost up there with Peyton Manning, but Peyton Manning played for forever. Anyway, tonight we actually got an opportunity in real time to see what could have been, because we saw 2 of the players that wanted to come to the Cowboys, between Bobby Wagner and Von Miller. Again, it's still preseason, kind of, because you really didn't have a preseason. But Bobby Wagner, he had numbers. He was part of a sack. He had 1 tackle for a loss. He had quite a few tackles, but I'm not going to say that it was a great game for him. I'm not going to say that that was Bobby Wagner like we saw a few years ago. I'm not going to say that. And looking at that right now, it may be, I know it's early, that maybe it was good that we didn't sign Bobby Wagner. On the flip side, you see what Buffalo got for all the money that they spent. Von Miller, and it may be that this was just vengeance from the team that didn't bring him back, but Von Miller looked like a man possessed. He was unblockable. He was all over Matthew Stafford. All over Matthew Stafford. And you look at that and say, damn, yeah, that one might have been worth the money right there. Because Von Miller, over the course of the last couple of years, had been injured a lot and had been slowed down by injuries. He played great for the Rams after the trade, for the most part, going into the playoffs. But a couple of those games, it was kind of like, meh. But he looks like a guy who looks like he's playing with a vengeance. He looks like a guy who's healthy right now. He looks like a guy who looked good, okay? And that looks like it may be the difference maker for the Buffalo Bills. And again, it's still early, but you have to look at the Buffalo Bills with Diggs. Diggs, man, those 2 guys are so gifted. It's insane. It's insane how good those 2 guys are. Josh Allen, He can run. He can really run well. He can pass real well. He made some mistakes too. Not like Matthew Stafford, but that team is a good team. Strong defense, strong offense. They got playmakers. Diggs takes them to a whole nother level. But I want to say something, though, because things that happen to the Cowboys are only talked about like they only happen to the Cowboys. Josh Allen, go look at his numbers before he got Diggs. Go look at his numbers before he got Diggs. I'm not saying Josh Allen isn't a great quarterback. He is. But like Roger Staubach said at Drew Pearson's after party after being put in the Hall of Fame, it doesn't matter about the passes I threw if I didn't have Drew Pearson catching them. And that's true. Diggs made some incredible catches. That one catch on the sideline could have been a pick six, but he snatched that right away from the defender who was beating down on it. And that is your receiver that saved your quarterback's ass. And that's the difference of the quarterback being the GOAT or the quarterback being the hero. It's literally a game of inches. Jalen Ramsey. Man. Now, I will kind of give him a little bit of a pass because he did have the shoulder surgery. You know, not that long ago. He was in the hospital, had the shoulder surgery and everything else. But I tell you what, damn, can somebody send the man some burn cream? Can you send him some burn? Because he got burned all night. Ramsey looked bad. Ramsey looked bad. Really bad. And the funny thing is, I guess it was yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. Yesterday, they were playing a replay of the Super Bowl from last year. And I remember watching some of it and seeing Ramsey beat a lot in the Super Bowl. Now, see, you know, with my man Diggs, of course, they say Diggs is ass, you know, you know, he gives up so many yards that interceptions don't mean anything and yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, I tell you what, Ramsey gave up a lot of yards in the Super Bowl and Ramsey gave up a lot of yards tonight. We'll see how the rest of the season works out, but, you know, I'll be honest, it did not look good at all. Aaron Donald is still a beast. But now, here's the real question here. Tomorrow, will they talk about how much the Rams looked bad? Or will they talk about how much the Bills looked so good? And part two of that question, will they now elevate the Eagles to being the best team in the NFC? Watch. I guarantee you, Eagle fans are going to be saying that tomorrow. I guarantee you that Eagle fans will be talking about how, you know, oh, the Rams look terrible, that we are the best team in the NFC. You watch. I'm telling you, if Philly 500, I bet you Philly 500 is doing a video about that right now. But here's the thing for me. Here's what I said. Let's go back here, okay? Maybe that dude that's always making all those videos about me, maybe, and so I don't have to do it. Maybe he'll go back through and he'll find out where I said this. Because I said, to me, this year there's opportunity in the NFC because of the amount of talent that went from the NFC to the AFC. The Russell Wilsons and things like that. The Von Millers going to Buffalo and things, right? I said, the Rams, regardless of everybody saying they're going to repeat, will have a Super Bowl hangover. Something that happens typically to everybody except New England. I said, the 49ers usually have a great season and a bad season. And now you got your second-year quarterback a little bit upset because Jimmy Garoppolo was re-signed. We know Aaron Rodgers has put his receivers on blast and has lost Devontae Adams, who was about a third of his passing yards. We know Tom Brady's got problems with the offensive line, as well as losing a bunch of his weapons and having shit to do. Of course, we all heard that the Eagles, that they're the greatest things since sliced bread. But here's the reality. There is no juggernaut in the NFC. Who knows who it could be? Hell, for all we know, it could be the Giants. I almost got that. I almost got that out. All right, okay. I kid because I love. You ever seen it? I can't wait to see Sunday. But yeah, again, don't get too excited or too upset by what you see in September, because the Rams can turn that thing around real quick, and Buffalo could go downhill just as fast. Sorry for yawning. Been up since 5:30 this morning, and have worked at the Smithsonian first thing. Came back here and worked in the workshop on a bunch of new stuff and things that I'll be showing to you guys and things. And then, of course, the live stream for the game tonight, and still trying to get ready for this weekend. So much to do and not enough time to do it in. But from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank all of you. We had so many people who were in for the live stream tonight. So many, we got new channel members in there. Go to the community tab if you are a channel member that's never got a shot glass. But go to the community tab, and in there's a members only post that will get you to Thrive. My wonderful wife, Tracy, takes care of the Thrive sites. She will get the emails, so we'll be able to send you your shot glasses and other things if you are a channel member and stuff. And shout out to Jason Rempro, who ended up winning our very first The Fat Boys Are Back print that I made in my shop. And final note is yesterday, a couple final notes. Yesterday was the 6th, which turned out to be actually the anniversary of this channel actually going online. It was actually made in 2015. I originally made this as my cooking channel. And wow, it's been 7 years. It's amazing. I want to say thank you all for that. And Stuart's mom got out of the hospital yesterday. Her daughter, Christine, she's over at her house. They're taking care of her. She's got a long ways to go, but she's doing a lot better. So thanks for that. And the people who have probably more on Facebook than on YouTube, who used to watch me, like when I built the house my dad had in Waynesboro, and a lot of the commercial jobs and stuff that I used to do. I had Ramon. Ramon I met from his brother-in-law in 2003. Ramon was from Mexico. Ramon was so bad at finishing drywall that his brother-in-law would only let him finish it in the closet, because he figured most people wouldn't see that. Ramon worked with me on many, many projects, from building warehouses and furniture stores and home improvements and everything else, and building houses in Waynesboro, and became actually a really good friend. Ramon ended up having cancer started about 2 years ago, that got to be bad, and went back home to Mexico. He's been back in Mexico for about 4 months with his family, and he passed away yesterday. And Ramon, I miss you, buddy. Thank you for being a great friend and working with me for all those years. When he started, like I said, he couldn't do much. But over the course of working with me for years, he learned how to do framing and drywall and mudding and taping and painting, and became a jack of all trades. And the world was truly a better place with him in it. I always say to you guys, let the people you know that you love them know that you love them, because you might not get the chance again. We've lost so many people, or at least I've lost so many people that I know and have been close to me over the last couple of years. And maybe it's because I am getting older, and as you get older, everybody around you is getting older. But life is short and life is precious. And you got to make the most of your time that you're here. You know, my wife always tells me, slow down, take a nap, relax, you're doing too much. But I feel like I don't have enough time to do all the things that I want to do. When I go, I want to know that everything that I want to accomplish was accomplished, and that my wife and my kids and everything else are all taken care of. Because as a husband and a father, that's my job. And with this channel, I've been so blessed with so many great fans and friends. I have a lot of unfinished business that I'm going to accomplish on here too. And so that's why I am always constantly going. Always trying to think about what's the next thing. Always trying to think, how can I improve? How can I better myself? And that's the drive that I have. And I appreciate y'all. Good night, and I love you guys. God willing, I'll see you tomorrow.